भाइयों और बहनों, द बाप WP शो. Hey guys, welcome to the Bab WP show. Today we're sitting with Naveed and Dasun who are the organizers of the first ever WordCamp Colombo. And let's hear it from them. Hi Dasun, hi Naveed.
Hi, I'm Dasun, and I'm the lead organizer of the WordCamp Colombo. And at the moment, I'm working as a lead UX designer in a Sri Lankan company. Other than that, I'm doing a WordPress service at Codable as well. So that is a bit about me, and we are much into WordPress.
My name is Naveed Chogle, and I hail from Pune originally. I've moved to Sri Lanka about last year, and I'm setting up my own agency here. We are called Lacadive.io. So we've been focusing on WordPress mainly, and we hope to make a lot of difference in the WordPress world. So I'm quite nervous and excited at the same time about being a first-time organizer. But I think I'm quite well prepared because I've been following WordCamps in India. I've attended, I think, since 12, including one of the very first WordCamps that happened in India, the WordCamp Cutup. And after that, I've attended the ones in Pune, and I've seen the evolution happen steadily, and I know precisely what makes a difference between a successful WordCamp and a not so successful one. So hopefully that's going to benefit Colombo.
How's your experience till now? How's your experience been organizing WordCamp Colombo till now? Any problems, any issues anywhere?
Yeah, so far it's going smoothly because we even applied for the WordCamp incubator program few months back. I mean, in last year. So we got shortlisted. Then they said that we have like a healthy meetup group, so we should start the WordCamp instead the WordCamp incubator. So the challenging part was continuing the meetup. So we have been conducting this meetup group almost 2 years now. So that was the challenging. After the having 3 continuous meetups, so we applied for the WordCamp Colombo, and we got approved last year December. So we decided that we are organizing this. We are having this WordCamp on this September. So it's like we had a lot of months to plan. So more than 6 months. So normally, what WordCamp Central is recommended is before 6 months. If we started the planning, that is the best way. But we had more than that. So we planned everything, and we finalized the venue, and there was not big challenging, but now we had some challenging finding the sponsors, right? So
yes, that's true.
I think it because we had a challenging finding local sponsors, especially for the this we had the 3 sponsorship tiers called Mahaweli, Kalani, Kalu. That means Mahaweli is the longest river in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So goes on like that, Kalani and Kalu. So we had some difficulties finding gold sponsorship in Sri Lanka. So, but finally we got some sponsorship. So now those challenges also overcame. Other than that, most of the thing happened as we planned. So there was not much challenging still, but we don't know whether we will be facing new challenges or in barriers in coming 2-3 weeks. But I hope that everything will work as we planned.
I hope so too. So how's the weather in Sri Lanka in September?
Yeah, it's usually warm and sunny in September. Am I right, Dasun?
Well, actually, it's very unpredictable weathers in Sri Lanka. Earlier days, we can definitely say that you will get rain in the October to December, and you will not get rain in June to September. But there will be like a good. Normally, it is a good weather in September, like sunny, and it's not much warm. But now this with every environmental changes in the world, and especially in Sri Lanka, so I would say it's unpredictable. But it wouldn't be an issue because that even if it is a big rain, so there won't be any flood in Colombo.
No, we love rains. We are like absolutely fine with rains. Rains are not a problem.
No.
We have a lot of problem with heat. How many participants are you planning for?
Yeah, we are planning for 150 attendees. Okay. And I think that's a good start for us because it's the first time.
So this number includes organizers and speakers, or this is excluding organizers, speakers, volunteers?
Excluding.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the total number of people that you expecting to?
Well, it's around 180, I would say.
So are you selling those tickets offline as well? So comparing things here, a lot of we do a lot of offline sales, like at meetup groups or at like some locations.
I think we have to. I think we have to do that because the central bank don't allow to people to get money from the PayPal, but we can buy from the outside companies. So it is a main challenge that we cannot integrate our own payment gateways to our WordCamp site. So there will be like offline tickets because there had to be.
Yes. Okay.
And there are some other companies doing, like there's a company called tickets.lk. They sell ticket for the event. So we are planning to go some kind of thing to the ticketing, and I was discussing with WordCamp Central about that, pointing to the all ticketing to the WordCamp Central and then take the money from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that also works. So earlier, when this was a similar situation, couple of years in India. I mean, PayPal is still a slight problem, but we fortunately have a lot of payment gateways. So what we used to do is we used to tie up, or at least not we, as in the earlier events. There was a WordCamp Baroda, there was a WordCamp Pune 2013. They tied up with a similar site, the ticketing site that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
We had something similar called Ayojak here.
Another lucky thing that we have Naveed in our team, so he has like Indian account. So if there's any other option, we could use that still we can use PayPal, but using Naveed's account. It's a good thing to have like WordCamp organizer from the outside your country, and you can get more benefit from it.
Okay, so that's the venue and that's the capacity. What format are you looking at for the WordCamp? Is it going to be a single track? Is it going to be a multi-track WordCamp? 1 day, multiple days?
So this is going to be a 1 day and only one track because this is our first WordCamp and we expect only 150 people. So, and Sri Lanka is we get different people, like they have different interests, so we cannot divide into 2 tracks. So there will be 1 track with different kind of topics: development, blogging, and UX, and design thinking. These kind of things will be there.
How about other activities along with the sessions?
We are planning to have lesser focus on just monologues, and we want to have more and more personal interaction between speakers and the audience.
Yeah, I agree on that, and we are much focusing on the Q&A part than the talk, because it will help to get a lot more knowledge to the audience than the speech, right? Speech is, if you said it's a 20 minutes, so then you can only say few things about the topic, and it will be in summarized format. So if people want to more elaborated answers, so they can definitely use Q&A.
Have you planned a happiness bar or something like
that? Still, we haven't thought of like that, but we are happy to take any suggestion from you, because you've been doing this WordCamp organizing for a long years, right? So
no, I've just done it twice. That's it. No, I think happiness bar, I'm asking because I understand earlier nobody used to do happiness bars. In fact, so these are things that we've copied from the West, where somebody becomes a volunteer. It's as small as this at times. You have one table, one person sitting there, and anybody who has any WordPress questions about my website or anything can go and get this sorted. And that person can keep changing. So you have volunteers for every hour, or by 2 volunteers, 3 volunteers. And how about the community in Sri Lanka? So how's your speaker ratio looking right now? Is it an 80-20 fine thing? Yeah, sorry.
We are planning 70-30, but at the moment we got only less application from the Sri Lanka. But we are still, there are, WordCamp will be in September. It's like still they have like 2 months to applying. So we are expecting 70% from the Sri Lanka, and we got many applications from the outside of Sri Lanka, especially from India, in other part of the world as well. We personally invited some people like Takioki, and he's a contact form 7 developer from Japan. So we personally invited him because he's been doing a lot of great talks in WordCamp Singapore and etc. And he's been doing a lot of contribution to the WordPress community. Even if we take Contact Form 7, it has like many downloads, and it's free.
How would you say the venue is?
Colombo venue is it's the biggest, it's the most famous venue in Sri Lanka. We call it BMICH, and it's a state-owned venue, and they have like many options. They have hotel inside, so everything will be from there, and they have like a good option, committee halls and conference hall, and for the lunch. Everything is arranged there, so we don't need to do anything in the venue. Everything will be doing by venue itself. So, and it's located middle of the Colombo, very easily reachable, and there are a lot of tuk-tuk in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So when someone get into the tuk-tuk and drop me near the BMICH, so it's very easy. We are trying to have everything in one place, not outside of the hall, because everything in be one hall, so people can easily, if they are not interested in the talk, they can go to the talk sponsors, and they can go to their desk and start it.
And so how's the food scenes there? Like I asked these two WordCamp organizers because like when we go to WordCamps are usually one day. Like at the most, some places have 2 days. But if you go that far, you obviously want to explore the city a little. So if we come to Colombo, if somebody from here comes to Colombo, what is the kind of food that we should look for?
Well, there are not much street food in Sri Lanka. So when compared to India and other places, everything will be like a restaurant. And there are many places like Fountain Cafe. They have like their own dish. So it's also located around the Colombo. And there are some Chinese and Vietnamese, Japanese restaurants also there. And you know Jacqueline Fernandez came from Sri Lanka and acting in Bollywood. And she has a restaurant called Kama Sutra.
Okay.
Here, you know that it's not Kama Sutra, it's Kama.
Okay.
The Kama mean food in Sinhala.
Okay. That's interesting, because the WordCamp on Saturday, so Sunday is a holiday anyways, right? So are there any places close to Colombo that they can go to?
Yeah, the good thing about Sri Lanka is you can reach any part of the Sri Lanka within 1 day, and you still can enjoy, and in the evening you can come back to the Colombo. So thing is, if you came to the Colombo, you can go to there are many waterfalls in the upcountry, like it's my village up there, like Bandaravale. So they have like waterfalls and mountains. And if we go to the beach side, there are many nice places and hotels. And there are a lot of cool places around the Sri Lanka. And if you want to visit ancient thing, you can go to the Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa. There are a lot of Buddhist temples, and these are available. And there are some ancient castles located around the middle of the country called Sigiriya. And
I am kind of guessing there will be a lot of awesome seafood there in Sri Lanka.
Yes, that's true. And there's a place called the Golf Face Promenade. It's the equivalent of Mumbai's Chowpatty, but it's a much quieter and much sleepier version of Chowpatty. So there's some really awesome seafood there. And if you happen to visit that place,
it's more civilized.
It's
more civilized.
It's quieter and sleepier, that's all. And it's a great site. It's a great place to visit.
And you should definitely try that Kama Sutra. Not Kama Sutra, not Kama Sutra. It has like, it's highly, it's when compared to other places, the cost is very high, but you should try that.
So if there's a dish you would recommend, like a Sri Lankan dish that you would recommend, a local dish, what would you recommend to a non-vegetarian and what would you recommend to a vegetarian? So this is one thing that you should try. You come to Sri Lanka, try this at least. Then everything else is your own choice. So for non-vegetarians and one for vegetarians.
As Sri Lankan cuisine, the main meal is rice.
Okay.
And there are a lot of curries. Have you heard jackfruit?
Yeah.
Here we call it kos in Sinhala. So it's called kos. You can try kos curry. And there are the Sri Lankan version called kottu. Have you heard of kottu? It's kind of a mix of paratha with a lot of vegetables and they Sri Lankan have own dish called kottu. So kottu will be there in our WordCamp as well. So there will be a food wrangler. So there will be 2 volunteers under him, and we will give numbers to all the attendees. So if you're from outside from the Sri Lanka, you can speak to them and you can ask about the cuisines and what to eat, and you can where you can get. So we are planning to arrange everything on that. And
awesome. I'm already salivating. Sorry. No, because this is like a common thing. Whenever you go to WordCamp, WordCamp somehow has become more than the conference part. There are sessions and we listen to that. That's one part. But there is this whole different thing going on the side where people go from one place to another. They all go out for a meal. Like they look for the best restaurant or the most famous restaurant in the area, go there, have the most popular dish locally.
You can visit, there's a site called yamu.lk. I will send you the link. And yamu.lk, and they have a section called Kamu. Again, Kamu mean eating. That they have listed a lot of restaurants and based on cuisines, and you can get the reviews, and they have they have covered all the restaurant in Colombo and some outside the Colombo as well. So they have food review.
Something that we have called, this is similar to something that we have called Zomato. Zomato.com.
Zomato available in Sri Lanka as well. Most of the Zomato covered most of the Sri Lankan restaurant as well. But Yamu is the best place. You can see a lot of reviews, and because these reviewers personally visit the site and they eat the food and review.
So I can look forward to a good WordCamp. I can look forward to a good food. We talk about the weather. The weather seems to be good. The venue is good. How expensive is staying in Colombo?
Staying in Colombo, so
in a mid-range hotel. I'm not saying a very expensive hotel. I'm not saying, I know very cheap options also are available. Like people all over South Asia, you get like really for 100. I don't know how Indian rupee converts to Sri Lankan rupees, but you can get a room in India for 100 Indian rupees as well.
It's like 2 Indian rupee will. 1 Indian rupee will be equal to 2 rupees, so 2.5 rupees in Sri Lanka. So I met someone in WordCamp Singapore. He also from Kerala, and we spoke, and he said that most of the Sri Lankan cuisine is similar to the Kerala. So if you came to the Sri Lanka,
appa is like appam mode. There's a rice. There's something called as appam made in Kerala.
Yeah, the appam in Sri Lanka called appa.
So it's the same thing. Awesome. I love it. Anything else would you like to share with people watching the show who might be interested in, who might be thinking, not interested right now, maybe who might just be considering, should we go to Colombo, should we not go to Colombo?
About the accommodation, so there are a lot of options like hotels, and there are hostels, and even you can find many places from the Airbnb as well. The company I'm working for is called John Keels, and they have like a lot of hotel chains. So they have like an option called Cinnamon Red, and there are few other companies as well, like Etcan Spain. They have like option only the bed and breakfast. So they have good option, and we've been talking to few hotels to get a few discounts for the WordCamp attendees outside from the Sri Lanka. So even if someone staying the hotel that we having the after party, so that hotel is already agreed to give discount for the speakers and attenders from the outside of the Sri Lanka. So we will definitely add the list of the hotels that we get the discounts in our website very soon. And other than that, so there are options like booking.com, and you can get listed many places.
So what is the average cost that I should look at, like per day? How much should I be spending in Sri Lanka to, for a hotel room?
I would say around $50.
Okay. So yeah, so back to that question. Anything else would you like to say to the people watching this show? Like, would you like to invite them? Would you like to say something, pass on a message to them directly outside the questions that you've spoken about?
I would say you are invited to attend WordCamp Colombo 2017, not just to experience the WordCamp experience and to bond with our WordPress community members, but also to experience the beauty of, which is really amazing. It's a great thing to relish. And there are lots of sights and sounds to experience here, not just in Colombo, but across the country. It's a very well-connected, beautiful places, lots of cultural and historical and natural sites to visit. And this is going to be a great and a memorable experience if you do visit Colombo in September 2017.
Don't make it like too nice sounding. What will happen is your all 100 tickets will be bought by it, and then you'll be like,
okay, yeah,
nothing left for Sri Lankans. So you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that.
Okay. To make myself sound a little less nice, I'd like to add that this message goes out to genuine WordPress lovers only. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, we have a lot of genuine WordPress lovers. We'll fill like 150.
We have another. We have like our organizing team. So he's one of from Maldives, and in Maldives they don't have any WordPress community. So he's. So you might
expect some people from there.
Yeah, we might get some people from the Maldives as well.
So how big is your organizing team? How many people are organizers?
At the moment, we have like 6 organizers.
And volunteers? Are you taking in volunteers now, or would you be having them on later?
No, we called for the volunteers, and we got like 40 applications. So, but we only need around 10 volunteers. So we still not
that
selected.
Is also like that's also like the RSVP in the meetups. You will find out.
Yeah. But for the volunteer application, I just opened in one day, and within one day I had to close the application because I got many applications.
Too many.
Many, yeah. So we are planning to select the volunteers in next few weeks.
That's awesome. And so out of the tickets, like out of the say 150 odd tickets that's going to be on sale, how many do you think will be filled by people in Sri Lanka, and how many do you think will be filled by outsiders?
We are planning more than 100 Sri Lankans, but I'm sure that we will get more number than that, because when we open up our Facebook event, so we got like many requests, and where they can buy tickets, more than 50 requests. So I'm sure when the event is near, and we are going to some colleges as well. So
sounds exciting. Colombo sounds exciting. So with that, thanks a lot, Naveed. Thanks a lot, Dasan, for joining us. Thanks for sharing your plans, and thanks for answering all the questions that I had. Bye-bye. So those were the organizers of the inaugural WordCamp Colombo 2017. Now, before recording this episode, we ended up talking for more than an hour, and I forgot to switch the recording on. So this was a very long conversation, and we talked about a lot of things. Some of those kind of confirmed the ideas that I had. So I'll make some announcements about those soon. Watch out the space. Watch out our social media streams. Next week, I indulge in a little nepotism and get an old-time friend, Alexander Gounder, on this show to talk about this very popular myth or reality, I don't know, let's find out, about this very weird Indian client. So we're going to talk about foreign clients versus Indian clients, and why is this this perception around that Indian clients are not pleasant to work with, and why do agencies or top-notch freelancers in India preferred having clients from abroad rather than from within India. So join me next week. Until then, bye.
The Bob WP Show.